everyone, and welcome back. I'm Moon Miss, and this is Rocks in a Box Tarot and Crystals. Today, we're going to be talking about having the sun in the first house. Before we get started, I'd like to encourage everyone to hit that like button. And if you'd like to see more astrological content or crystal-related content or tarot-related content, any questions you may have, please leave a comment below, and I'd love to see it. So today we're talking about having your sun in the first house. Now, the first house is really important because it's also your rising sign, and that's the time that you are born. So you may have to call your mom or your grandma or whoever was there when you were born to find out the time. You need the exact time and the place you were born so you can see where your chart starts, whoop, and where it ends. Traditionally, the first house corresponds with the fiery sign of Aries. Which also correlates to Mars. So if you take a look also where Mars is in your chart and how it relates to the sun, particularly if it's in the first house, that'll give you a great understanding as well of how you're going to be for that first house. Now, the first house is all about self-awareness, ego, everything, perception, how you feel outwardly, how you show yourself outwardly to people. All that kind of stuff. It also has shines a big light on childhood experiences and firsts. So childhood's super, super important to people in the first house because their identity is everything. Self-awareness, how they are brought up, their morals, how they see the world, how the world sees them. That's all sort of that's very crucial to first house or sun and first house people. And again, check where your Mars is in relation to your sun because that'll also be adding to that energy. Now, these kind of people, if you do have the sun in the first house, you will be very noticeable when you walk into a room. It'll be like the sun itself and all the sunshine came with it. Very boisterous placement. It's not very many people can outdo you or sun in first house placement, especially if it's also in a fiery placement as well, or in its home placement of Aries. So that would be Aries rising, Aries sun. That would be a very, very noticeable and lively person, like full of life, just, joie de vivre, as you could say. But yeah, so that's kind of that for how people see themselves. Now, in terms of career and relationships, these people, they kind of would view almost relationships as a game. And it's not that to say that they're bad people. They just always want the better and the next. And they're kind of always like, they're pushing. They're going to challenge their partner to get to the next level with them. If that partner can't reach that next level, they're going to move on. But if they absolutely are madly in love and totally smitten with someone and they've got their eyes on someone and that's who they want, then they will definitely be pulling out all the stops and making that person know that they'll go the extra mile for that person, no matter what the circumstances. So the good and the bad, all signs and all placements have their good and bad. Very good in social spheres though, always the talk of the party, life of the party, or just like the center, like people, like I said, they're going to notice this person, they're going to want to talk to this person, people feel gravitated toward them. In career, they make excellent leaders. They have great leadership skills. Yeah, they're just naturally those people who are going to end up, like if you're on the Survivor show or whatever, they're the people who somehow end up being the leader, or people end up listening to or looking to for guidance or something like that. Like they're just naturally, they fall into that place. Now, the only thing that kind of would, not only being overly competitive could sabotage them and, sun and first house people. The things that could kind of like steer them wrong or kind of get into their mind is if they're too competitive, if they've had a bad childhood and things keep coming up. These people seem to not be able to hide their emotions very well. Same with like a temper. Temper would definitely sabotage things. Also, they're not really prone to taking advice from other authorities since they make such good leaders. They don't tend to do well, or they can tend to do not so well when taking orders. So, you know, these people, you normally don't see them in 9-to-5 corporate jobs unless they're, you know, the CEO or, you know, some kind of management position. But no, normally you see these people in like politics, sales, even teachers, because they like to be that head role. They like people to look up to them and sort of their guiding, right? Teachers guide. Yeah, so this is kind of first house placements with the sun in the first house. This is kind of how it all ties in, and definitely look to where the Mars is. And if it's a sextile, conjunction, or square, or opposition to your sun, all these things play a big role. And what house Mars sits in also would play a big role onto your self-awareness and also your action, and how you go about expressing yourself with your first house or your sun in the first house. Yeah, so all in all, it's a very, you know, physical placement. It's a very grounding placement in the fact that you're very here, you're very present. These people are very, like I said, very aware. Great people, fun to be around, great leadership. We definitely need them in groups, and we always have that one friend. So, she is Aries rising and Aries sun in the first house. So she definitely knows what she wants, and she's up from her nap. So yeah, she definitely rules the household. But yeah, that's all for now, and I'm going to be doing more planets in all the different houses and what they mean. So the sun in all the different houses. So next will be sun in the second house and what that means. That is, look at her hair. That is the house with, that focuses on materialism, money, tangibles, that kind of thing, luxuries, comforts. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys heard that. But anyways, yeah, I will be doing more videos, so please leave comments and likes and let me know what you guys want to hear and what you see, and if you like the video. Thanks so much, everybody. Many blessings. Bye-bye.